All right, so good day, everyone. So let's proceed to our brand new topic under the principles of reinforced and pre-stressed concrete, which is the shear in reinforced concrete beam. But before we proceed on the code provision and the sample problem, let's have this one. So we need to discuss, or I need to discuss this topic on what you call shear failure. No, so nung nakaraan kasi since napagdaanan natin dito yung doubly and yung singly reinforced beam, which is primarily is are having design and analysis under the flexural reaction or based on the bending moment. So this time around naman class, we will explore on the shears, no? So paano nga ba nangyayari ang isang shear reaction sa isang concrete? Okay? So let's have this discussion, okay? So primarily class, kapag yung ating beam is nakakaranas siya ng external loading, so very obviously class is nakakaranas siya ng tinatawag na bending moment. Ibig sabihin, it can resist flexural. So aside kasi class sa flexural, since yung ating main material is concrete, is nakaranas din siya ng shear. So, ang shear failure sa isang concrete is ganito yung kanyang behavior, no? So, as you can see here sa ating image is nagkakaroon tayo ng mga cracking. So, aside sa indication na ang crack is based on the internal moments or sa ating bending moments, no? So, another indication na ang crack, especially the diagonal cracks, yan ay indication na yung ating concrete ay nakaranas ng shear. So, of course, alam naman natin na ang concrete primarily is very strong in compression but weak in tension. So, ganun din sa shear forces natin. So, weak din yung ating concrete pagdating sa shear. So, that yung ating concrete is nagiging brittle. So, or should I say is bigla siyang nagka-crack, no? So, para maiwasan natin tong scenario na to, is naglalagay tayo ng tinatawag na shear reinforcement. So, ang shear reinforcement natin dito ay in the form of stirrups, no? So, from our previous discussion is alam naman natin na ang purpose na paggamit ng isang stirrups is para i-hold up yung mga main reinforcement natin. Actually, may other purposes yung ating stirrups or yung tinatawag na lateral ties, which is ang kanyang other function ay para rin mag-resist ng shear. So in this topic is yun yung pinaka pag-uusapan natin dito under this topic, no? So ibig sabihin lang na to, ang main goal lang natin dito sa topic na ito class is ano nga ba yung magiging proper spacing ng mga stirrups natin or ng lateral ties so that it can resist shear. Okay? So, let's proceed on the code provisions in shear. So, ano nga ba yung mga kailangan natin isaalang-alang when we are designing a particular stirrups or the spacing of stirrups para ma-resist yung kanyang shear failure. So, kung mabalikan lang natin dito under the code provision of section 409.5, which is the design strength, we already know that this first item, which is in terms of bending moment, kailangan is masatisfy natin dito yung principles ng USD, or the ultimate strength design. Ganun din yung magiging scenario natin pagdating natin ng shear. So, kailangan din, when we are designing a shear failure or spacing of stirrups, kailangan din dito class is naka-base tayo sa ultimate strength design or sa USD method. Nang ibig sabihin lang nito is para makuha mo yung ultimate strength, kailangan mas mataas or equal lang siya sa ating nominal strength multiplied by the strength reduction factor. But please take note, since panibagong internal reaction, yung i-design natin dito, may respective na value para sa ating strength reduction factor, which is under this table. So, please take note na kapag tayo ay nasa flexural, is nag-range yung value ng ating strength reduction factor from 0.65 up to 0.9. Na kung saan, kapag sa flexural, kapag compression controlled, this is 0.65. Kapag tension controlled, this is 0.9. But in between 0.9 and 0.65, ibig sabihin lang nun, nasa transition region po yung ating strength reduction factor when it comes sa ating bending moment. However, pagdating natin sa shear and also sa torsion, please take note na iisa lang po ang gagamitin nating value for the strength reduction factor, which is at the value of 0.75. Okay? So please take note, shear and torsion or shear muna no sa topic natin, ang palagi natin ginagamit na strength reduction factor is always 0.75. Alright, so to further understand on how do we determine the value of the shear that we need in our design, let's have this exhibit, no? So on this exhibit, what I have here is a simple supported beam with a uniform load, okay? So under this condition, alam naman natin na ang pinaka-requirement kapag tayo ay magde-design ng stirrups according to resist the value of our shear, kailangan class alam natin kung paano tayo kumuha ng isang shear diagram, no? So, kailangan class basically dapat marunong tayong kumuha ng reaction at support, and then kailangan din natin ditong mag-drawing or mag-display ng isang particular na shear diagram. Okay? So, let's have this example sa ating simple supported beam with a uniform load. Ito yung kanyang respective na shear diagram. Okay? Dahil under this shear diagram, dito natin kukunin yung iba't ibang shear values that we need to use para ma-design natin yung mga stirrups according to its spaces. So, let's have this code provision, which is the section 409.4.3, which is talks about the factored shear. So, let's proceed on the second provision, which is the section 409.4.3.2, na ang nagsasabi dito, sections between the face of support and a critical section, which is yan yung kailangan nating i-design, located effective depth from the face of support for non-pre-stress beam and h/2 from the face of support for pre-stress beam. So, nangangahulugan lang dito na under this section na kapag kukuha tayo ng tinatawag na design shear ibig sabihin ultimate shear, or in terms of our variables, V sub U, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, makukuha natin yung value na ito when we are taking the distance of effective depth of the beam coming from the face of support. So, in our exhibit, yung support natin dito is this one, okay? Which is, this is a external hinge. So, ibig sabihin, para makuha mo yung value ng V sub U, kailangan matatagpuan mo siya sa effective depth, okay? Dito palagi siyang located, yung ating design shear strength, no? So, always located at the effective depth of our tensile reinforcement. Okay? So, please take off that. Kasi dito natin pagbabasihan kung ano nga ba yung mga magiging spacing natin for our stirrups. Okay? So yan yung kailangan nating malaman. So of course, we have different ways on how do we determine the V sub U or the design shear strength. So alam naman natin na yung itsura ng ating shear diagram ay in the form of triangles. So ibig sabihin lang nito class, fundamentally, you need to utilize the ratio and proportion or what you call similar triangles, which is later on in our sample problem, yun yung palagi nating i-utilize dito. Okay? So, yan yung unang step na kailangan nating gawin, no? So, we need to locate the value of design shear strength, which is at the effective depth ng ating section of the beam. And our goal here is to determine what are the spacing of our reinforcement. Alright, so yung next na gagawin natin dito is we need to determine the shear capacity of concrete. Actually class, kung babalikan ulit natin yung ating section, please take note na etong design shear strength natin ay nahati sa dalawang shear strength. Una, shear strength na galing sa concrete, pero alam naman natin na brittle yung ating concrete, so that kakailanganin natin ng another value of shear that will comes from our reinforcement or from our rebar, no? So particularly sa ating stirrups. Yan yung tutulong para hindi mag-crack ng maaga yung ating concrete. Okay? So dalawa ang paggagalingan niyan, no? So una, concrete, pangalawa, yung galing sa ating steel reinforcement, which is yan yung magiging second step natin. You need to determine how much is the shear capacity of the concrete. Kaso, in this exhibit of our provision, madami. Oh, okay? So we have many ways para ma-determine natin kung ano yung magiging value ng ating shear capacity of concrete or what you call the V sub C. Okay? So, pero may particular lang tayo na equation na gagamitin dito, which is this one, no? So, under ng section 422.5.5 and under section 422.5.5.1, particularly on the non-pre-stress member without axial force, yung gagamitin nating shear capacity of concrete is this one, okay? Which is the 0.17 lambda. Yung lambda natin dito may particular na value yan, but we are usually taking this as 1, no? Then square root of F prime C multiplied by the width of the beam and then multiplied by the effective depth. Okay? Pero doon sa provision that I talked earlier, these are the following methods, no? So discuss lang natin to isa-isa. So yung section 422.5.5, so this is the determination of the shear capacity of the concrete for the non-pre-stress member without axial force. So ibig sabihin ng non-class, fundamentally, you have only two internal reaction, bending moment tsaka shear. Kaya nga wala ngang axial force eh. Kaso, dalawa yung code provision or dalawang type ng formula yung gagamitin mo dito. Yung pinakita kong formula kanina, which is this equation, actually, ang tawag natin dito is simplified design. So kapag sinabi nating simplified design, ibig sabihin lang po nun is much simpler or mas convenient yung formula. Unlike with this one, which is under this table, ang tawag natin dito is detailed method. Okay? If you want to determine a much accurate value of the design capacity of the concrete, you will use this three formula. But of course, kailangan mo mamili sa isa, which is at least of these three value or sino dito yung pinaka minimum na value dito. Okay? So, pero para sa ikaka-simplify ng ating discussion today, we will use the simplified method or this formula. Okay? Then, yung second naman, which is this one, which is the section 422.5.6, shear capacity of the concrete for non-pre-stress member with axial compression. Ibig sabihin na neto class is you will now consider an axial force. Kaya lang kasi class, yung axial force natin, we have two types, compression and tension. So for the compression, and most of the time, this code provision mas applicable kasi to pagdating sa pagdating sa column. Kasi ang column dito kasi class is nakaranas siya ng tinatawag na axial force, particularly axial compression. So mas gamit tong code provision natin. And of course, we have two versions of this formula, which is this one, this first formula, ang tawag natin dito ay simplified formula or simplified method. Then this one, yung may tabulation, this is the detailed method. Okay? But this code provision that I presented here, this is very applicable lang pagdating sa column. But for our beam, primarily, we will use this one. Okay? Please take note of that. And then, lastly, on the section 422.5.7, kung may nabanggit tayo about sa axial compression, this time is for the axial tension. Okay? If your column has a axial tension, ito naman yung gagamitin ninyo formula. Okay? But for the simplification of our discussion today, we will use this one. Okay? So now, So, na-compute na natin yung shear capacity of the concrete. So, yung next step na gagawin natin, we need to compare the value of the design shear strength from the beam and then yung design shear strength ng ating concrete. Kasi ang mangyayari dyan kasi class, ikukumpara natin siya kung magre-require pa ba tayo ng spacing for the stirrups or hindi na. So, this code provision, which is the section 409.6.3, much better if we will discuss this kapag nag-proceed na tayo sa mga sample problem natin. Okay? And also, please take note that on this section, 409.6.3.3, dito din natin kino-compute yung minimum shear values. Okay? Which is under this formula. Okay. So, para ma-simplify natin yung code provision na nakapresent dito, ito yun lang yung magiging interpretation natin. Okay. Sa comparison ng visa view and the VBC, please take note na yung first condition natin, kapag mas mababa yung ating design shear strength sa kalahati ng design shear ng concrete, ibig sabihin lang po niyan, hindi na natin kailangan maglagay ng stirrups. Okay? Hindi na kailangan kasi ibig sabihin lang nun, kaya na pala ni concrete yung magiging shear capacity niyan. Yun lang po yung ibig sabihin niyan. Okay? Yung pangalawa naman, which is this one, kapag kinuha na natin yung VBC, then mas mataas siya sa ating VU, then this VU is much larger than the 1/2 of VBC. Ibig sabihin lang po niyan, para makutukoy mo yung spacing ng stirrups, you will use this provided formula. Okay? Na kung saan, please take note na yung minimum area of the shear, ibig sabihin lang po niyan, yung tinagusan ng ating stirrups. Mamaya, mas implement natin to. And then last one, ito yung pinaka-common. Kapag mas mataas yung design shear strength kaysa sa design shear strength ng concrete, ibig sabihin lang po niyan, kailangan nating mag-design for the shear reinforcement. Ibig sabihin lang yan, kailangan mo ng stirrups, providing yung magiging spacing natin. Okay? Now, let's say, nag-satisfy siya dito sa pangatlong condition natin. Ang next procedure na kailangan nating gawin dito is kailangan nating mag-compute at mag-interpret ng tinatawag na shear capacity from our stirrups. Or ibig sabihin lang nito, kukunin natin dito yung shear value ng steel, which is makukuha natin yan when we are using this section 422.5.10. Nang ibig sabihin lang yan, kapag mas mataas yung V sub U mo kaysa sa VBC, kailangan mo hanapin yung value ng V sub S under this formula. Okay? But for the simplified version, mas maganda, ito na lang yung gagamitin natin. Okay? Bakit? Kasi nga, yung V sub U natin, which is equal lang siya sa concrete and steel. Okay? Tapos, para makuha natin dito, yung maximum shear in steel, you will use also this formula. Okay? So, kasi yan yung magiging comparison natin if kailangan pa ba natin mag-redesign ng section or not. Which is, kailangan pa rin natin siyang i-interpret under this certain condition. Okay? So, ibig sabihin lang yan, kapag yung ating design shear strength ng ating steel reinforcement is much less than, okay, so which is less than sa kanyang maximum value, ibig sabihin, proceed ka na sa design. Ibig sabihin, safe ka pa dito. Pero kapag lumagpas yung ating design shear strength on the steel reinforcement sa ating maximum shear sa ating steel, ibig sabihin lang nun, you will now proceed sa redesign. Ibig sabihin lang po nun, kailangan mong mag-increase ng beam dimension. Okay? Ngayon, let's say, i-assume lang natin na magpo-proceed ka na sa shear design. So, ibig sabihin lang nun, aside din sa maximum shear ng steel, yung kailangan mo i-compute, kailangan mo rin ditong computein yung tinatawag na minimum shear on steel, which is provided under this section 409.6.3.3. Na ang ibig sabihin lang neto class is, kapag kinompute mo yung value na ito at mas mababa sa ating V sub S, let's say this one, no? Mas mababa sa ating V sub S. Ang ibig sabihin lang po niyan, eto na po yung pagko-compare mo ng spacing ng shear. Okay? So please take note that this is within design shear strength of the concrete. Okay? So later on, interpret natin to sa ating mga sample problem. But kapag lumagpas siya sa kanyang minimum value, ito naman yung gagamitin mong spacing. But of course, kailangan i-compare mo rin siya with this section 422.5.10.5.3, which is kapag nakuha natin yung actual value for the shear strength of the steel, so kailangan mo rin kunin yung respective na spacing. And compare nyo lang to, yung tatlong makukuha nating spacing, kailangan makuha natin dito yung tinatawag na smallest value. So kapag spacing within VBC, kasi yung next spacing na kailangan mong kunin dito is beyond VBC. Ibig sabihin lang po niyan is yung spacing naman na kukunin mo dito, ito lang yung pinakagagamitin mo. Okay? Itong highlighted na formula natin. Of course, kailangan alam mo dito kung ano yung magiging area ng ating stirrups, no? Or the cross-section ng ating stirrups. Okay? And then, yun na yung magiging design natin for the stirrups, no? So, magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang value dito. Spacing within VBC, okay, which is, please take note na ina-expect natin na mas masinsin yung magiging spacing natin dito. And then, pagdating natin ng beyond VBC, medyo malawak or medyo malalayo yung makukuha nating spacing dito. Okay, so to further understand all of the code provisions that I provided, let's solve sample problem.